I assume that most photographers out there are mainly shooting alone. I certainly am, and there's loads of benefits to shooting alone, but after my brother recently visited me and we went out for a photo walk together, it reminded me of how valuable shooting with somebody else can be from time to time. So in this video, I wanted to go through a few of those points that I was reminded of while out taking photos with my little brother. Hey guys! Newcastle, England. Weather. Correct. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my little brother, aka Architect, and today we thought we'd both slap the budget 50mm on our cameras. What you got? The
Canon EOS R.
And we're going to walk around town, which is probably more your setting than mine, to be fair, and take photos at the same location or the same subject and basically see who notices what, being a photographer and an architect, and hopefully try and film as much as I can from POV side of things, and we'll get started. Basically where this yellow cross hatch thing is, you've got the view up there, you've got the view to the Tyne Bridge down there, and then obviously you've got this little bit here. So basically staying in this radius. You found something?
Hold on. I love a little shadow on the building.
In this window here, you can see the reflection of the Tyne Bridge, which is over there. Definitely something to be had here. Maybe actually frame. First off, whoever you're taking photos with is going to notice things that you don't, and vice versa. So while you're walking around with them, you're going to get an insight to how they're viewing their surroundings and what they're pointing their camera at, which is super valuable. And when you think about it, it's why people watch YouTube photography videos, so they can see what other people notice, learn from what they photograph, and kind of join in on that experience. Off the back of that, if you shoot somewhere you know well, like we did, I know Newcastle very well, my brother's pretty new to Newcastle, that person that's new to the area is going to wander off down streets and round corners that you may have dismissed in the past, which is great because it's likely to open your eyes to how much more a place has to offer, and somewhere that you may feel you've completed or has got a bit boring kind of gives you a new lease of life with that location, which is exactly what happened with me. Last few times I've been in Newcastle taking photos, I was a bit stumped. I didn't really know where to go to get new images, but Josh was wandering off down these random little streets and stuff that I just dismissed or never even noticed in the past. And it made me realize, you know what, there's still loads more I've got to do and walk around and take photos of. So people obviously pay to go on photography workshops all the time, which can be pretty expensive because you're getting a great package there. You're learning from professionals and having lots of insight into how they do photography and the stuff that they notice while they're out. And you're also getting to practice it at the same time alongside them, which is super valuable. Now, not everyone can afford to go on fantastic photography workshops, so the next best thing really to do is grab a photographer friend and just go out as a duo or a trio, however many they are. You don't have to pay any money other than travel costs perhaps and a coffee while you're out, but you get almost the same kind of experience just for free.
So that bloke over there having a little coffee, perfect little shot with the reflection of the car roof, but that Seat is in the way. But it still makes it
Take it anyway.
Yeah. It's not bad. You get what you can, don't you, mate?
So swing bridge, from the start of the swing bridge to the end of the swing bridge, you're not allowed to go off the bridge.
Okay.
Photo on here. There's not many people crossing.
I know. Come on.
Got something?
Maybe. I think this might be the one. The flag would just blow properly.
Secondly, I always find that when shooting alongside somebody else, you get a huge boost in confidence. And I don't mean necessarily that you now believe you're a camera master and the best photographer in the world, but more so that you're just raring up to go. You're ready to shoot, your friend's hyped as well, and you're just excited to get out there and take photos together. It makes the experience a lot more enjoyable when you're in the need for that human connection. And depending on the setting and where you go, it can make you feel a lot more comfortable and at ease as well. Maybe you go off somewhere in the wilderness that's a little bit sketchy, maybe the weather's a bit bad, but you got your friend there with you to back you up, and you can ramble far knowing that there's someone there to look out for you and just enjoy the experience a little bit more. Maybe when you're in the city, you feel a little bit silly with your camera, or you feel like everybody's looking at you. Having a second person there with you with a camera too just makes you feel a little bit more secure, which very, very often will lead to a lot more photos and a lot more creative trial and error as well. So as an architect,
Yeah.
how would you describe what you normally look out for when you're taking photos?
A big thing is texture, because I feel like that's something photographers don't do that much. They're more looking at like the composition as a whole.
Yeah.
But for me, like, materials are really important, especially brick and how shadow hits brick and stuff
Right,
like
so
that.
you would normally notice whether a wall or something is aesthetically pleasing
Exactly.
for the frame rather than like the overall frame.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the detail of the actual structure.
Yeah. So that would probably differentiate from when I'm shooting. I'm normally looking out for particular moments that can unfold, or pre-framing a shot where I know a moment could happen. So I might post up with something framed up and know that something may evolve in that frame. So let's see what else we can find. We just had a little coffee break there because we were starving and it's getting very hot. We did not come dressed for hot weather. So I think if we walk down this way and try and get some more images. I mean, I know what you're saying about it being, to me, I would look at that and just say, it's visually pleasing. You got a line down the middle, light's nice.
But for example, so those bricks are laid horizontally,
Yeah.
and those bricks on that wall are laid vertically.
Right,
So you have two steps to the frame.
makes sense. Crisscross patterns.
Exactly.
Right, well, I guess I better honour the challenge then if you've took a photo here. There's lots of blocky patterns. Obviously, I'm going horizontal, landscape orientation. I'm going to get close enough to cut this window out, get a bit of the plant in there, and cut nicely between a few sets of windows as well. So I'm going to take a step forward. You got a good one there, didn't you? I could tell. Yes. One of the nicest things about photographing alongside other people, I think, is the fact that you get instant feedback. If you take a really great photo or you notice something that's really unique and cool, you can run over to your friend and say, look, I've noticed this, or look, I just got this shot, and they can hype you up, and it just, again, leads into that confidence thing for the whole day while you're out taking photos. And it can go the other way too if you're feeling a bit stumped. Maybe you've framed something up and you're not sure, something's not right, your camera settings aren't right, or you're not quite sure on the composition. They're there to give you tips, advice, back you up. Again, notice things that you haven't noticed or tell you to switch up your framing a little bit. And what we all need as well is someone to tell us when it's straight up rubbish and time to leave that spot. So next up, we've obviously got gear sharing, which is fantastic when you go out to shoot with other people that are using a different system to you, and you can swap and have an hour with each other's cameras, lenses, or maybe you've got the same lens mount so you can interchange lenses with each other and have a bit of fun like that. And it just, again, leads to a nice refreshing experience. Maybe you want to go with the 50 for a bit to focus on some nice close-in details, and your friend wants to go for some wide shots, so you interchange lenses, and that's always a fantastic thing about shooting with other people. Alright, that's going to wrap up this one. If you haven't shot alongside anybody for a long time, grab one of your friends, grab a family member, make friends with someone on social media that you can go out and take photos with now and again, and I guarantee that you'll get a really positive experience from it. Learn more, create more, and just all around have a good time. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.